This will probably be a quick one. I gotta make my Walmart run. Gotta make my weekly Walmart run to get my groceries. You guys don't care, but I like to get that done early in the morning, trying to avoid those crowds. I only go out once a week. I got that luxury right now, unless my job requires me to go out. Luckily, I haven't had to do that lately. Ah, coffee, the elixir of the gods. All right, let's switch this over to TastyWorks, see what we got going on today. I do have that Bitcoin future, that 5-to-1 leverage future still on. You know, to be honest, I probably am going to keep that on over the weekend. It makes me a bit nervous, but whatever. Looking to accumulate some Bitcoin. I am working on I have been working on some videos. I've been putting a lot of effort into a Bitcoin exchange video and a beginner guide to all that stuff. TastyWorks is coming out with a coin exchange sometime next week. It is only going to have a few cryptocurrencies if you want to get involved in cryptocurrency. Hey, look, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm sorry to disappoint you. This is not financial advice. It's entertainment and educational purposes only. But I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are an amazing investments. I think they're going to go up in value a lot. Almost all the exchanges, and the biggest message I will say out there is I think it's a good way to diversify, whether it's via TastyWorks, whether via your current broker is going to bring that online soon, which is likely. Just stick to Ethereum and Bitcoin unless you really, really want to spend a lot of time and really get involved into it. I will probably be looking at some altcoin stuff. Yeah, so I'll probably be doing some altcoins. So this video, I'm spending a lot of time on it, trying to really cover it, but it is a beginner. I'm still a beginner to it. I mean, there's not a whole lot to it when it comes to investing in Ethereum and Bitcoin. It's pretty easy to do. You can even really easily do it with the PayPal app. I bought $20 of Bitcoin over there. They have a few others. I would imagine TastyWorks will have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. They're only going to have 4 or 5. I think Litecoin's a decent investment if you want to invest in there. I think the best investment is obviously Bitcoin. I am in an accumulation phase of Bitcoin. I'm trying to accumulate as much as I can. All my spare money, all my spare investing money currently is going into Bitcoin. Next week or the beginning of next year, whenever this happens on TastyWorks, I do have a decent amount of cash available. I will continue and I will be buying Bitcoin over there. You will likely be able to see that live. I will try and do that live. I don't know how well they hide your account. I just, you got to make sure you're not doxing yourself. Other great ways to invest in Bitcoin is the BlockFi app. I'm beginning to really love that. I earn interest in my Bitcoin or Ethereum or even 8.6% on the US dollar. It's amazing. There are some cons. I do have a video on that. And then part of the exchange video, I will be talking about Gemini. Gemini is basically the same, the Winklevoss and, their GUSD, which is their crypto coin tied to the US dollar. It's real easy. They work together really well. You can buy and trade all your coins on Gemini. I'll be going over that and the other exchanges. You can transfer back and forth pretty easy without any fees, which is great between Gemini and BlockFi. And then you can put your money to work, earning 6% interest on your Bitcoin. They have gold over there, which is really, they have the crypto version of gold. So if you're into buying gold, I think that's a no-brainer that you put it into BlockFi and earn 5% on it, right? To me, seems like a no-brainer. And I may start buying some gold over there too. We'll have to see how that plays out. Yeah, so let's take a look at the markets. The market has been open for about 2 minutes now. having a pretty good day, and I've had a pretty good year. We are, man, I would love nothing better. My profit and loss in this account is hitting 155,000, right around, I mean, that's right around a 200% return on the year. I mean, been an ugly year, you know, when it comes to that thing. Man, I'm not knocking this stock market. It's a little out of control, a little crazy. You know, it do have some fears next year of some decent sized pullback. So I am trying to position myself. I don't foresee Bitcoin really having a massive pullback. Anything like, I think anything below 24,000 right now is highly unlikely, unless like something crazy, some black swan event, or the government says, we're going to ban Bitcoin. Anyone caught using Bitcoin on their computer, they basically treat it like child. Well, I don't want to say that. Who knows if I get banned, but anyone caught using cryptocurrency is going to get life in prison or the death sentence, and like they really clamp down. And, you know, I mean, they say Bitcoin's like a cockroach you can't get rid of. And for the most part, that's true. But I sure as hell am not going to be, you know, that would definitely tank the price. And I sure as hell am not going to be trading cryptocurrency if it could get me, you know, thrown in prison for life. I think that's highly unlikely, but, you know. Let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin. It must be around 28,100 based on the future price. All right, let's pull this up. Go through the 37 pop-ups that I don't own. Excuse me, that I don't have an account here. Hey, would you like a 30? No, I don't want a 30-day free trial. Thanks for asking 37 times. Probably eventually just need to get, oh, thank you. No, I don't. I mean, man, I would, TradingView, if you're listening, if you didn't charge so damn much, I'd probably give you some money. Like, I don't, there's not $15 to $50 in value for me. First of all, I'm not heavy into technical analysis. No, I do kind of want to start learning Elliott wave theory and things like that. Just at it, but I don't, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so Bitcoin, how are we doing? 28,061. It did hit a high last night. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. When did that happen? 28,496, is that correct? 28,568. What time was that? That was at 6 a.m. Is that right? I thought it was more around midnight. December 30th. Is it the 30th? Did I say the 29th? Yeah, man. I don't even remember what I said. Let's see. Sank gang. But when governments ban cocaine. Yeah, brother. I mean, I get where you're coming. BTC, I couldn't agree with you more. So, excuse me. I'll probably make a video on this, but the mentality, one of the big, like, there's so many reasons why Bitcoin is going to be mainstream and is going to be legit. No, I already told you I don't want 30-day free trial, but I don't like 3 a.m. is thank you. So, yeah, I agree with you, but dude, if Bitcoin were illegal and you get thrown in prison, dude, I'm done. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, I did have a run-in with my bank today. I'm probably going to be dropping them. I am kind of sick of that whole situation. So eventually I do, like, if I could get, man, honestly, I'd probably follow that NFL player. It'd be a bit extreme, but if I could get paid in Bitcoin, I'd probably do that. Anyway, I digress. So I'll be doing a video on one of the, like, just the mental aspect of why I think from a different angle. So one of the reasons I think Bitcoin and all these different altcoins is going to have an explosion, because it is an addiction. Once you go down the rabbit hole, man, and again, I highly recommend, I highly urge anyone getting into trading, they make cryptocurrency part of that. But it's a lot like trading sports cards or whatever, like Garbage Pail or whatever. Like, you want to start accumulating all these different coins. You start learning about the projects and you're like, man, I need some of that. What, you can get airdrops, you get free coins. I definitely want to do that. You can get, dude, it's like, it's a hobby, right? So there's that aspect of it. I know there's so no offense to any coin collectors out there. I know that's a hobby, but yeah, I mean, that one doesn't interest me. You lost your private keys. It's not yours. I'm not really sure what you're saying there. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on. Tesla. I keep hearing how overvalued Tesla is, how Tesla's going to crash. I mean, I guess we're now going into the new year. There's not a whole lot of reason for people to sell their Tesla that bought into it for tax reasons. I know there's some players out there that don't care. So there might be a sell-off at the beginning of the year. There might be a sell-off at the beginning of the year in general. When it comes to the stock market, I'm unsure. There are some indicators that can happen. I don't know. Is there going to be a pullback in Tesla at the beginning of the year? I don't know. There's a lot of catalysts that will continue with Tesla. I honestly think, so Tesla is a very interesting, Elon has actually kind of put some feelers out there about Bitcoin. I honestly think any day that we're going to hear like Tesla put some of their cash reserves into Bitcoin. Obviously, they don't want to talk about it until they get it done. Tesla's very aggressive. They've done 2 stock offerings in the last 3 months, and they said, at our discretion, we could sell these funds at any time we like. Dude, like, they basically did it the next market opening and just slammed it out there. So I think it's highly likely that they might decide. I mean, it'd be a crazy move. How much do they do? 1 billion, 5 billion? Like, if I were them, I'd probably put 5 billion into Bitcoin. Do it quick. Have Coinbase or whoever did. MicroStrategies, him and Michael Saylor are good friends as far as I know. They are both rocket scientists. I think Michael Saylor's a rocket scientist. He's smart as hell. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, but eventually, like, your Bitcoin, if you fear using your Bitcoin, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to look at that. If the U.S. were to say that, and other governments followed, that could be a big deal. Even if the U.S. I'm not going to go down there. It's not going to happen, right? It is going to be more regulated, which I'm personally okay with. I don't want to like upset anyone out there that believes this way. I think there does need to be government regulation. I'm okay with them seeing where the money flows because there are bad actors out there. Maybe there's some stuff I'm overlooking. I don't necessarily, like, I'm not one of those people that just needs to be completely off the map. I do appreciate a lot of things this government does for us. I do not mind paying my taxes, though I don't want to pay as much as I'm going to have to be paying this year. It is what it is. Anyway, let's check the markets. My profit and loss for the day just keeps going up. Thank you, Bitcoin. It must be pushing about 2200. I put 2 mini Nasdaqs on Sunday during the live trading show. I kept those on, basically betting on the stimulus stuff, and that's another reason I'm betting on Bitcoin, because the more money that money printer prints, theoretically, the more Bitcoin is going to go up. There's plenty of other reasons Bitcoin is going up. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. They're not, I'm just saying, like, they're saying Bitcoin can't be stopped. I'm saying, there is very, very small black swan events that could happen. I don't think it's happening. Obviously, I don't think it's happening because I'm betting on it big. I did look into that staking question you asked, and I will be covering that in the video I make, but Kraken and Binance do offer some staking. It's pretty interesting. I'm going to kind of look into that. I'm really taking it slow when it comes to any kind of staking and altcoin type of stuff. It is extremely risky. I do think there is going to be a huge altcoin. Me personally, I think there's going to be a huge altcoin pump coming. You could practically throw a dart at a lot of the top 20, 30, 40 altcoins and invest in it and probably be okay. Probably make some money just because of this altcoin pump. The there's a lot more risk. So for me, I'm going to treat it like how I treat maybe investing in a SPAC. Speaking of SPACs, you see GNOG on my board. So LCA, man, that was a quick ticker change. I think that vote happened yesterday. Price is hovering around $25. Can I even trade this? Find out. Well, I think I have this over in my small account too. I do. 24.5. I don't even know if you could trade this yet. So this, there has been some problems with ticker symbol changes in the past, some brokers. Take a look. I'm gonna try and buy, do I have cash in this account? A couple $100. Let's buy 100 shares. No, Tom, you can't afford 100 shares. Let's do 5. No. Small. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, you can. So there you go, boys and girls. GNOG on this broker. I don't know how Robinhood is. I just added 5 shares to that account. I'm expecting this stock in the mid to short term. I don't know when their next earnings report is, but it's going to be they made a bunch of money, right? So I'm expecting this to hit $30 pretty shortly. BFT had a little bit of a pullback yesterday. There's some FUD out there about lockup periods and when the investors can sell their shares. I'm not overly concerned about that. I am short to midterm very bullish BFT. I even heard there's possible cryptocurrency talk around them. Definitely look into that whole lockup thing though. I think within the first 120 days, I don't know if that's after the ticker symbol, there's a like 60% of the shares or even more could be sold by inside investors. That's obviously not going to be a good thing, but short to midterm, I think BFT, I don't see how this thing doesn't push into the 20s before any merger date. And I don't even know anything on a merger date. I should look into that. Oh yeah. So that's part of what I'm doing. So the video I'm working on now is going to be basic. I will definitely cover the Kraken and I forget the other one, Kraken and let's see, Gemini doesn't really offer staking. Kraken, Coinbase, I don't think they did, but a couple of them offer staking. The big takeaway I've gotten so far from all of this is you're going to get your face melted in fees, right? So that's kind of annoying. I bought $2,000 worth of Ethereum on Gemini. And so trying to understand the fee structure across all these is something I'm trying to figure out too. And I'm not going to go into too much depth on that in this video. I might do a follow-up video on that. Just know you're going to get like fees are kind of annoying. So I bought $2,000 in Ethereum and it was like $60 in fees. So I think 3%. Yeah, so that's the one. I've already opened accounts on Kraken, Binance USA, Coinbase, and Gemini. And I've already bought Ethereum on Gemini. Gemini so far is probably going to be my winner, but not for, it's going to come down to what you want out of your exchange. And I like the idea. So I like the idea of having an account open across all, but just even transferring your money to your offline wallet and stuff, fees, just fees. Ethereum gas fees are high and all this and that. I also opened an account on El Toro. I haven't checked them out too much yet. So I like Coinbase has their own wallet, which is pretty cool. Gemini has the ability to use their GUSD coin, which is tied to the US dollar, and you can transfer back and forth between BlockFi for no fee. And obviously I love BlockFi and the interest. Let me check my BlockFi. How much interest did I get in Bitcoin? Not enough to cover that banking fee I just incurred. I have a call into them. They better reverse that. Anyway. So yesterday I had like 0.00 all the way like 0.00005 something in Bitcoin. That number is now 0.00006 blah blah blah. All I'm really saying is I'm earning interest in Bitcoin. That's amazing. I've earned a full $1.76 in Bitcoin, but I'm continuing to put Bitcoin into that for long-term saving, 6% interest. I do think it's amazing. I personally think Bitcoin's going to the moon next year. I cannot wait, and I've already mentioned this. So with the TastyWorks exchange, I'm kind of torn. Like, I just want to kind of put all my Bitcoin in BlockFi, right? But yeah, so I haven't looked into Coinbase Pro yet. I'll eventually get into that. I'm also going to look at Uniswap, start learning the whole decentralized thing. I forget which one it was. I think maybe one of them, maybe it was Coinbase, but one of them, the more you trade, the less your fees are. But even just to get out of tier 0, you have to trade 50,000. So, I mean, I guess that's not a whole lot if you're heavy into it. Being a long-term stock, options, and future trading, one of the things that you really have to be mindful of is fees. Fees could be 10, 20, 30% of your trading. It really adds up. And it's gotten a lot better in the last year or two, especially when it comes to stocks. I mean, most places now offer no-fee stocks. It's one of the things I love about TastyWorks. From the jump, they came out and they drastically reduced fees. In places like TD Ameritrade, we're charging, I don't know, $5, $7 per option and all these different guerrilla math, a lot of different guerrilla math. TastyWorks is like $1 per option, 0 close, right? And then it was $5 for stock, 0 to close. So it didn't cost you anything to close. Their opening fees on options were amazing. And it was a max of $10. So I could open up 10 iron condors, which would be 40 different options. It'd be $10. I could open up 100 puts or 100 put spreads, 100 options or 200 options, $10. Close it, nothing, right? All right, how are we looking today? Apple's doing really good. I'm really looking forward to if anything's going to materialize. Oh, NIO is what I need to check, man. I've been heavy into NIO lately. NIO is only up 36 cents. I'm really hoping for a NIO pump going into NIO Day coming up early January. I don't know if that's going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news. I do think there's going to be a lot of catalysts for both Tesla and NIO in 2021. I think those, me personally, I think those are the two EV plays you want to be in that are pretty safe. NIO being a little bit less safe because it's Chinese and the inherent risk that comes with that. But I think there's going to be a lot of good news. I'm really looking forward to seeing if there's any kind of partnership news, rumors with Apple. I mean, that keeps it exciting. That kind of helps keep the price up. I do think NIO is going to continue to bring out good numbers. I do think their new SUV is going to be wildly popular. Any news on the space test flight? That is an excellent question. I was looking that up the other day. No, they've been very quiet. That has been very disappointing. It has definitely hurt the stock. I'm still up on the stock in all my accounts. Actually, in this account, I'm down $24. I'm basically flat. This is my small account. I only own like 10 shares. I have a big account. I own a couple of hundred. And I'm still up. I got in that early, around like 20 bucks-ish. So I'm still very bullish long-term space. I do think it is going to be huge, but it's just one of those ones you're going to have to hodl for a very long time. And as I always preach, just watch your size, right? I have 200 shares, which is, what is the net? Like about $4,800, which is, I don't know, like 2% of my account. And I'm probably going to be taking 100 shares of that off in the new year pretty soon. I do want to keep 100 shares of space very long term. So after I get rid of this 100 shares, I mean, no matter what, 100 shares of space is being held in this account until they're either successful or bankrupt. The same is going with, these are my current plans. I'm going to try and stick to them. You want to try and have a plan, try and stick to them, but you also got to be fluid, right? You got to be a bit dynamic. So my plan is to hold 100 shares of space very long term in this account. Excuse me, the same with GNOG, 100 shares, very long term. BFT warrants are doing really well. I do not plan on holding BFT long term. That I'm just in it because it's in play. I think I'm going to make some money on it. Segro, same thing. Segro warrants, I'm in that. I have 300 shares of warrants. I'm in that because it's in play. Who knows what happens with Segro? Like, I may keep some of that. It's a very interesting LiDAR play. So I would have to eventually sell these warrants and maybe buy some shares. I have no idea what I'm going to do there. NIO, the things I'm in for the long term as of right now, no questions asked, is going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tesla, and NIO. I have 1,000 shares of NIO. Probably cut that down to about 500 shares at the beginning of the new year. It kind of pains me to do that, actually. I want to hold 1,000 shares and see if I could become a millionaire just off of NIO with 1,000 shares. I think that's highly likely that that happens. Highly likely by like 2024, 2025. I know that's extremely bullish, but I am more bullish in Bitcoin right now. So it's going to be a mix, as I mentioned several times. I will be doing probably about 50% of my portfolio net worth in cryptocurrency, the other 50% in stocks and options. I eventually, kind of playing around with real estate, might do some stuff there, especially if the opportunity really opens up. Like if there were a bloodbath in in the real estate market, and there were some great deals out there, you would almost have to, right? But there's a lot of inherent things that come with real estate that I don't really care for. Dealing with bankers, like, if you find the right real estate agent, that's fine. But for me, I'm an impatient person. So just and then you got to really spend a lot of time and research. I'm by no means a real estate expert. I've bought in one house, and I made my mistakes. I've learned from that, but that's going to continue to happen. And I don't like dealing with all the paperwork, all the headaches, all the time it takes to do this and that. Right. So that's just not my kind of thing. Morning, JF. How you doing? What are your thoughts on ADA Cardano? Excellent question, my man. I love Cardano. It is going to be one of the altcoins that I'm going to invest in. I can't say this enough, though. When it comes to the altcoins, it's going to be a very small amount. And because of all the fees and stuff that I don't fully understand, I will be buying some Cardano. I think Gemini, the broker that I will probably be sticking with. I'm still waiting on Binance, and that will be part of my video. Man, Binance US seems like they're going to be pretty cool. But it's been, so the KYC, know your customer, getting approved and all that, and Gemini and Kraken. Get the other one. Anyway, very easy, very quick. Binance, I'm still waiting. It's almost 48 hours. So I can't even really do anything in Binance. Hopefully that's one of those things where it's worth the wait. I'm going to be definitely buying some Cardano. I will definitely mention that. I will tweet it. I will talk about it. I'm going to be talking about all the altcoins again, but just to keep it small. I mean, the fee thing is what I'm really trying to learn right now. No, I agree with you. I agree. I've been spending so much time watching videos on all these different cryptocurrencies, and obviously, I'm an engineer, right? I'm in IT, so it's already the stuff that just makes me click. So, but just do it small, man. Like 1-2% of your account in these altcoins, 3%, right? Just keep it small. And I think some of these ones that are mentioned a lot. So I like Cardano, I like Polkadot, I like VeChain, and then there's this DYDX exchange where they're going to be doing an airdrop coming up, I believe in February. So I'm doing some research on that and trying to figure it out. So I'm looking forward to Binance. Binance is the best exchange overall. My gut instinct is a lot of my trading in crypto is going to be obviously in TastyWorks, Binance, and Gemini. I don't know. So honestly, I don't know how much Gemini. We'll have to see with Binance. And it's not going to be a lot. I'm not going to be doing a lot of trading because I'm a hodler, but it'll be like, oh man, that altcoin looks interesting. Let me throw a couple $100 at it. Forget about it. Because that's one of those things with those altcoins that I've learned. You just got to really be patient. And if you do it, like I see a lot of videos of these people, oh, I'm in Ethereum and I moved it all to Bitcoin. 2 days later, I'm taking my Bitcoin and moving it. Dude, and with leverage, man, I have no interest in doing that. For one, because of fees. Two, if you're wrong, right? To me, just invest in Bitcoin, just invest in Ethereum and just hold. And if you want to throw a little bit of money in your small coins, buy it and hold. But you got to have patience, especially with those altcoins. And I do think there will be, I don't know that this altcoin season is going to be like anything in the past. It's always been like, oh, Bitcoin tops out. About a month later, there's a huge altcoin season pump. I don't know when Bitcoin's going to top out now. I do think there could be an extreme parabolic move. I do think it is highly likely. It won't take much. It won't take many catalysts. There was even some other Chinese firm saying they're going to get $100 million getting approved. NASDAQ, I forget who it is. They're waiting for NASDAQ approval to buy $100 million in Bitcoin. That is going to continue to happen. There was a story that NFL player that's getting his salary in Bitcoin, but I think that story is a bit overrated and misguided. I think he's just converting half his salary to Bitcoin. I've heard people mention, oh, this legitimizes Bitcoin because the NFL. Well, the NFL is not, as far as I know, I could be wrong. Someone fact check me on that. But there's just going to be more and more stories of hey, AES Gaming, welcome to the channel. Is there a way that I can trade something like Bitcoin and only be 15? So the best way to do that is have your parents open the account for you and monitor it. I think that's amazing that you want to do that. I don't know, if you're making money, say I don't know if you're a streamer and if you're making any kind of money, dude, please start investing. Have your parents help you with that. Have them open the account. Take your allowance or I don't know if you're out there mowing lawns. That's what I did as a kid. I know it's different these days. You 15-year-olds can make more money than I'll make in a lifetime just streaming video games. But yeah, dude, start investing. But this is not financial advice, right? I'm not a financial advisor. But just take an amount that you can afford to put into Bitcoin or even stocks like Tesla or whatever. Like TastyWorks, check the link out below. They're going to have the ability to buy Bitcoin next week, as early as next week. Bitcoin and Ethereum. I don't know what their fees are going to be like, though. They are very, very protective of charging a lot of fees. So hopefully it's even better on TastyWorks. Nice. Yeah, so just continue. So this is how you have to look at it, dude. You will be, with your mindset, you will be able to retire. You will be a multimillionaire by the age of 30 if you keep doing this. Just take an amount that you can afford to put in your Robinhood, buy Bitcoin, buy good quality stocks like Tesla. Don't listen to any of these idiots out there that are YOLOing calls. Nice. Yeah, man. A lot of money in lawns. Reselling stuff on eBay is really good. But just invest and just have this mindset that I am not touching this money, period. Unless you need a kidney transplant and you have to, the only way you can get it is if you fly to Mexico and pay cash, which I would obviously not recommend. But just invest it, forget about it. I don't know, 10% of your income that comes in, whatever you can afford, just put it over there. So if you have a Robinhood, you can buy Bitcoin in Robinhood. The downside is you can't take custody of it. I've heard that'll eventually come. I will imagine that will eventually come. You can also do it with PayPal and Square. I'm beginning to be a huge fan of Square. I've ordered my Square debit card. They have a lot of cool rewards. Yeah, it's annoying, but I don't know. You millennials like this stuff. Interacting with your apps, hitting your little boosts. So once I get that card, like right now, one of the boosts is 5% rewards in Bitcoin. So I'll be able to, if I had it when I went grocery shopping, hey man, 5% Bitcoin, hell yeah, sign me up. I would love for them to become a full-on bank so I could just transfer all my money there and then be my bank. But anyway, that's all changing. Actually, I mean, I'm looking forward to just getting rid of banks in general. I have on $30 into an index every month. Yeah, that's very good. Very, very good. Index, you know, start learning. So index is very passive investing. Nothing wrong with that. That will definitely work out for you long term. You know, it's good that you're starting young. Don't panic. Again, you've got to treat this like money. If you can, and this is hard to do, if you can truly have the mindset that you don't care if you lose it all, and you can handle the volatility. So that's one of the big problems with Bitcoin. There's a lot of volatility. It could be really rough. I have this Bitcoin 5-to-1 leverage future on, and even though I'm up in it big, man, that thing was dipping the other day to like 24.5, and I was starting to panic, even though I'm up, man, but I was starting to panic. You gotta be able to deal with that. So continue to do that on a monthly basis. I personally, not financial advice, personally think investing, moving some of that to Bitcoin instead would be a wise, risky, it's a risky, but a wise, in my opinion, this is what I'm doing, choice, and it will pay tremendous rewards. Bitcoin has the potential to make you ultra wealthy in the future. Decentralized finance is the way to go. Trade through DEX. They all use Ethereum smart contracts. Right. This is the future. Right. No, I agree a lot with what you're saying. We'll have to see how that pans out. Right now, for me, it's just all about those fees, man. And Ethereum has a high gas fee. And I haven't even experienced it firsthand yet. I just know. I agree. Like, I personally. So another thing I will briefly mention, and probably do it because security is very big with me. Obviously, being in the industry, I know a lot about it. So there's a lot of ways to secure your stuff. I've actually ordered a YubiKey. If you're not familiar with that, you know, I think that's a really good thing to have, and I will be putting slapping YubiKeys to everything I can, including most of the exchanges that I'm on allow that. One of the things I really like about Gemini, and I don't know if this is true with, I know I've heard Kraken. So one of the things I like about Gemini is they're insured. So all these exchanges, most of it, they keep it in cold storage, which is very good. And Gemini and BlockFi, the Winklevoss, they are actually insured. I heard Kraken's insured. I'm not sure if Binance is insured, but those are things too. Yeah, so I'll tell you right now, AES Gaming, that is great that you want to do that. There's this girl, Maya, one of my subscribers. She's part of this teen investor group, so check that out. Let me try and pull her up for you. So she could probably help you with that. It is a tough gig, man, but that's good. I definitely recommend anyone, especially your age, start a YouTube channel, start learning about stocks, start learning about options, start learning about futures, how to hedge. Check out tastytrade.com. They have a great all day long talking about, it's mostly options and futures, but a great way to learn the stock market. Let me try and find Maya. She does some really good videos, stock. I don't know her channel offhand. There we go. So Maya Parker. And then I see that she has a lot of younger, like if you look at who's she subscribed to, I think she's some part of some groups. So definitely check in and things like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. So when ETH switches to POS, proof of stake, there won't be any fees. I do. So what's the dude's name? Peter, I don't forget how to say it. That's a really smart dude. And actually, TastyWorks had him on their show like years ago before Ethereum blew up. He's a smart dude. He was part of Bitcoin and he moved away. So there's, I mean, obviously Ethereum's moving to different versions and they will continue to do that. And so that's why I think Ethereum's the second best one on there to invest in. I think they will be successful. I don't know how much the fees and stuff are going to change. I kind of would like to stake. I think I would honestly. So what is Ethereum? It's a great question. So Ethereum's around 700, we'll just say 750. That's not that high, but times 30. So I think you have to stake 30. So, dude, I'm like I may consider staking Ethereum. I don't even know if you could still do that. And I don't even know the rewards. But at 32, and it's going to be tied up for a while. But if Ethereum is going to, like 2 to 3 years, if I think Ethereum's going to hit 2, 3, they're talking 10, 30,000 plus the staking rewards. Like, I'm seriously considering it. Yeah, so I'm going to start watching more videos surrounding him and hearing him talk. I haven't done that yet. I've definitely heard wonderful things about him, and I've definitely read some things about him. But for me, right now, it's just more about learning it all as a whole. And I've only got so much time in the day, too, right? Like, one of the downsides of my job is it's overwhelming when it comes to staying up with technology. So all this time I'm spending learning crypto, and even still the things I still need to learn when it comes to the stock market, futures, and options. It's just like, dude, I would spend 30, 40, 50, sometimes hours a week just learning about, like, say, Azure or Citrix, or right, just learning and increasing my game in the IT field. So now I'm doing a lot less of that. Hopefully no one from my job ever hears this, because I have not been, like, I started to learn Python and I just kind of gave up because I would rather just learn cryptocurrency, you know what I'm saying? No, I still want to learn Python, but man, that's like, I'm really good at IT, but that Python, man, woo, makes my head spin. There is a lot of things you can do with Python too, even when it comes to trading. So there you go. I don't know if you're still there. AES Gaming, take programming, brother. Learn. I'm assuming you're a dude. I don't mean to be sexist here. Learn Python or start learning some programming languages. There's some other ones out there. Python's really good. I don't know what. So when I was in high school, I took business classes as part of my curriculum, including just, accounting, basic accounting. Definitely learn that. So learn business, learn computers, obviously, learn programming if that stuff interests you, and it will all greatly help you when it comes to future finances. There's going to be a lot more. So a really big push in IT is automation. There'll be a lot of that going forward. Nice. Yeah, dude, just stick to it, man. It's kind of like calculus. Like, it takes a little bit of practice and repetition. There's a lot of practice, a lot of repetition. Dude, it makes your head spin just iterating through these for loops and, else ifs, and just kind of like, it's really, you have to just start off small. There's some really good, probably I forget who it is. There's a really good Python, I forget who it is, but there's a really good place out there. Let me try and pull this up for you. Kind of expensive though. They usually have Black Friday deals. It's only a couple $100 a year, but Python online. Who was it, man? Real Python. There's a place. Oh, Codecademy. Yeah, they're really good. And you can even learn like Python too for free on there. If there's any classes in your high school, get into it. You can stake using so you can stake less than 32 ETH using some stake pools. There are a few cryptos that will do this. Anchor is doing this. Yeah, thank you for that. I will look into that. I'm kind of okay with staking like 24,000 right now, I guess. I mean, I'd have to think about it. I know there's a lot of things you got to be leery of when it comes to these staking, and There's a lot to it, so I'm not even sure if I want to do that yet, but it definitely interests me. I've even gone down the rabbit hole of Maya. Let me post her channel in the chat for you. She makes some good videos, man. She's a smart young girl. And there's a bunch of those teen investors there. You're welcome, buddy. All right, so what was I saying? Yeah, so I definitely want to look into the staking, even the Ethereum. That highly interests me, but there's just a lot of things you got to look into and be leery of. Yeah, that's it. So I even went down the rabbit hole. I know it's probably not cost effective, but of mining, right? Just because I'm a nerd, right? It helps me pass the time. So I tried setting up mining Ethereum on my computer. I only put about an hour into it, and I ran into a problem. So I kind of held off on that. I have a decent GPU, so I wouldn't mind, even if it's just a small amount, and then just kind of watch my daily PG&E. It is winter time, so that's a bit easier. So that's just one of those hobbies that I could see myself getting into. And Monero, XMR, I'm going to look into that maybe today. But all this time I spend doing that, right? Like, and then I'm not making videos or what have you, but it is what it is. I'm not really into, like, obviously it would be great if I got to a point where YouTube was making me, and even if it was just enough to pay my monthly mortgage, that would be awesome, right? But it is what it is when it comes to that. All right. So let's take a quick look at the markets. If you guys have any other questions or comments, please post them now. I do kind of need to wrap this up. Bitcoin looks like it's pushing all-time highs again, which is great. I need that thing to pump. So the Bitcoin future I have on, an interesting story I just heard yesterday that they had to halt that over the weekend because it went up so much. I don't even know how you do that, because the Bitcoin future closed on Christmas Eve, 10 a.m., and it didn't reopen until like 3 days later on Sunday. I'm assuming the same thing's going to happen tomorrow with New Year's Eve. It won't reopen again until Sunday, which makes me really nervous having a 5-to-1 leverage Bitcoin on. So I am more than likely going to keep that on over the weekend. And as long as Bitcoin don't crash, I mean, Bitcoin would have to crash 10,000 points. Even if Bitcoin crashed 10,000, which is possible, that would suck. But I'd only be down about 10 grand. If it were to crash 15 grand, then I'd be down about, oh my goodness, 35 grand. So that would definitely suck. You have to have your computer on 20. That's why I'm interested in staking. Yeah, no, I definitely will be covering a lot of that as I figured out. And as you figure it out, let me know what you find out too. And yeah, I get that. So my thought is kind of twofold. I just kind of want to, I just want to see it. If Ethereum continues to skyrocket, even having my computer on 24/7 doing that would be amazing. I'm looking for an excuse to buy a new computer anyway. And if I were to do that, then I could just have this one mining Monero and Ethereum. And even if it just netted me 1 Ethereum over the next year and a couple Monero, I mean, maybe. I'm also looking for an excuse to get Tesla solar. I'm extremely interested in doing that. I may do that next year. The only reason I haven't gotten Tesla solar is because I don't really want to stay in this house. That being said, even if I were to move out of this house, I might keep it as an Airbnb. And I've lowered my mortgage enough, and the offset of getting Tesla solar, to me, it just kind of makes sense. Plus, I'm in California where there's brownouts, blackouts. Having a couple battery packs so expensive might be extremely useful. I don't know if those were capable. I would have to figure out if they're capable of pushing the AC in the summer. Those are all things I'm curious and interested about, and I need to do more research on. Only so much time in the day. But yeah, no, I just kind of, again, I'm looking for an excuse to buy a new computer. I just kind of want to test it out. If I can mine a little Bitcoin, it's a fun hobby, maybe, I was watching this one guy's channel, dude. He has an apartment. And he has a bunch of different rigs set up with multiple graphics cards, and to me it just doesn't. So from what I've seen so far, it takes like 2 years for it just to even for him to even pay off what he's done. And to me, that's definitely not worth it. Because think about it. So I obviously I don't want to get into it big. I just wouldn't mind doing it small as a hobby. But if it takes 2 years to recoup your income, I guess that's at current rate. So if Ethereum goes to like 10 or 30,000, it's definitely going to pay off. But you're going to have to continually refresh your hardware, right? Computer hardware, what, like basically every 18 months it gets better. So like before you even made your money back, you're already wanting to buy. Obviously they use cheaper graphics cards and things like that. I'm not an expert at it anyway. All right, so Bitcoin 28216. What are your thoughts? Are we gonna hit 30,000 by tomorrow? So we haven't. So the thing was, we hit 23 on the 23rd. Blah 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 blah. We missed that 29,000 yesterday. What is today? The 30th? We're gonna hit 30,000 a day. I think it's possible. Excuse me. I'm saying it's gonna happen. 30,000 a day. We're gonna pump. Could be wrong. We may dump. Appreciate you guys coming in. I'm going to continue to work on an exchange video, learn more about staking, learn more about things like decentralized trading and Uniswap, etc., etc. What to mine? Yeah, it shows you the current. Yeah, I forget. Maybe that was the website I was on. I'll have to pull that up. But yeah, there we go. I do have that. So what to mine? So it says mine. Yeah, so no. Yes or no? It's probably not. It kind of depends on where you live on the mining. And this helps you figure it out. I don't quite know how to do it. So I do know in California, my rates are crazy. My base rate is like 13 cents a kilowatt, but it's tiered. And it doesn't take too much to get into tier 3 or tier 4 where you start paying like 54 cents plus. So for me, it's probably most definitely not worth it. It would be interesting to see how much solar would offset that, but at the same time, you got to be careful with solar because if you spend more, they put you in a different pay system out here. I forget what they call it, per use. So if you use over what you earn in solar, that you could really, like your true up at the end of the year, it could be several $1,000s. So there's a lot you got to really be cognizant of there. Yeah, so this says Bitcoin. This says Ethereum. So I was going to start looking at mining Monero XMR because you can do that off your CPU. That didn't, so I did come here and that didn't even show up. I don't know if, oh, here, no, that's not it. So, and then it popped Ethereum. I'm like, well, let's check out what it takes to mine Ethereum. I installed some program on my computer to mine Ethereum, and then I ran into an error with the Ethereum wallet, and I haven't figured that out. So I'll probably look in that more today. And again, but yeah, I got to be really, really cognizant of my energy bill. For me, because how much energy is in California, it's probably not worth it. Yeah, I know, man. You got to get out of Cali. There's so much about Cali I love, but lately there's so much about it that I hate. And I do want to get out of Cali. I do kind of want to follow that bandwagon of those people moving to Vegas. Vegas looks extremely interesting to me. I don't know where I want to move though. Like I would love to. I mean, the grass is not always greener, right? There's pros and cons to everything. So everyone's moving to Vegas because there's no taxes, but there's cons to no taxes. There might not be no state tax, but there's other taxes that are higher because of it. And I'm in a stage in my life, if I move, I just want to do it one more time. You know what I mean? So where do you live? So you got to make sure you're not like me where it's only 12 cents. So for me, it's like 13 cents, but it's tiered. So once I hit like 300 kilowatts, it goes up to like 20 cents and then it goes up to 40 cents. And the next thing you know, because you don't want your parents like beating down your door, like, man, what the hell are you doing in there? Our energy, our PG, well, out here it's called PG&E. I don't know what it's called where you are. Why did our energy bill go from $100 to $1,500? You say, oh, don't worry about it, Mom and Dad. Here's half an Ethereum, cover you for the next couple months. So just be careful. The software. So the software I was looking at, let me pull that up for you. I don't even remember. I probably closed that. How to mine Ethereum. Which one was I using? Very easy. Oh, I need to watch this one. Maybe I'll do that. So 99 Bitcoin. So I was using this one. I will post this for you. So hash rate. This was a pretty good. So eventually, an ad's gonna pop up here probably. Profitability. This is a good article. Check this out. And then, yeah, Mist. So I was using Mist. I got Mist installed, and then your Mist beta, and then when I installed this, I get an error. I can show you. You'd think I'd be able to figure this out, being an engineer. And I didn't put a lot of effort into it. I don't even know what folder that wallet was in. Yeah, so this was the error I was getting. Please install the get node version manually. So I did research that, and I tried getting that going. Maybe that other YouTube video has a better way of doing it or how to get past it. I'll probably figure out how to do that. Anyway, and I will follow up with that. Thank you guys for coming in. Hopefully you hit that like button. Hopefully, I already know Gang and JF earlier subscribers. Hopefully you subscribed AES Gaming. I love you guys all. Have a great day. I will be back tomorrow morning, most likely.